Welcome back to this year's Premier League pool. We're in the capital of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Sarajevo, at the Hotel Hills. If you watched last week's action, the European Open was won by Joshua Filler. Now it's time for Premier League pool action. And there's still a match being played out there. It's between Hong Kong's Robbie Capito and AJ Manis. And table one, what a match we are about to witness here. It's the two brothers. And usually, I'm sure pool fans around the world are so used to us talking about the Cole brothers, but there's a new family in town, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think there is an older brother or two. I don't think we'll see three like we see the Cole brothers, but definitely one that we see breaking that's we know is a top 5 in the world kind of player. And then some say, which I can't disagree, younger brother might have even a sweeter stroke. We know his talent. Just won a nice tournament in Texas before this trip to the European Open. So getting out and getting all that 9-ball experience he can.
Yeah, the ever so familiar break from Eklent. Full power. No easy opening pot on the red 3 ball, so looking to play a hook.
Yeah, I like the simple hook to start, making sure you get the eclipse.
Okay, Kledio Kaci, first shot in his inaugural PLP. It's going to be the short cue. He's going airborne. He's got the jump stick jumping over the green 6.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and go to the upper right. I think he plays upper left if the purple's not there, because you want a chance to be able to bring the ball back down table on a miss, I think. Oh, he did play the upper right. And I think, of course, besides Sanjin, who just lives minutes away from the venue, these two the closest in proximity to home, I think, and from Albania.
Yeah, I think Eklent said it was about 4 or 5 hour drive. I believe that's correct. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, I think he said 5-6 hours. Talked to him a little bit last night. Very straight cueist and seems up for this. I mean, I really do. After talking to him last night, talked about getting ready to play a lot more pool in 2025. He's going to some tournaments after this in the States that normally maybe aren't on his list of playing, but looking for a big 2025 and maybe leading up to a World Championships that he just narrowly missed out on last year.
Or on table 2, Robbie Capito wins the 5th rack to pull it to just 1 behind. He's playing one of the young guns on the circuit, AJ Manis. A lot of eyes will be on Manis here this week.
Yeah, deservedly so. Of course, getting a lot of hype, but hype means there isn't necessarily, or maybe there's a question mark behind it, but I don't think much question mark with AJ Manis. I think he's the real deal. Just staying there for the 9 in the left middle. take down our first game.
And there it is. Jeremy, do you always feel like, when you've got a couple of siblings playing a sport, you always feel like it's the older one that gets the better, or the younger?
Well, it seems like the older gets the better for a little while, but I don't know how often we claim that the younger one's maybe a little more talented, or, it's hard to say in pool, of course, and it's hard to say more talented than the guy we see on your screen, but it just happens that way so often. I think sometimes the second player gets a little more like freedom, right? Because the other one's kind of takes the lead and gets the name first, and maybe kind of can do their own thing a bit more because big brother's making so much noise.
Yeah, we're thinking of the world of tennis, the Williams sisters. Obviously, Serena come along, didn't she, and overtook Venus.
Yeah, there's been so many through the years, of course. Peyton Manning and then Eli Manning on the quarterback position. Of course, Peyton Manning will go down as the better quarterback, but Eli has 2 Super Bowls, so where do you go with that one?
I presume Peyton doesn't?
Say it again?
Peyton, he doesn't have 2 Super Bowls, he have 1?
Actually, he does have 2, excuse me. He's got 1 with Indy and 1 with Denver. He won 1 at the end of his career. Good shout there. Didn't know you knew so much about American football.
No, I didn't know. I was just asking, what you saying? I thought, has he won 1? I didn't know.
Yeah, I forgot that second one he got in there. A little more of a defensive team than him leading, but of course, one of the greatest to ever do it.
It's a good job my lack of knowledge saved your day.
Yeah, because I couldn't help you with what y'all call football, that being soccer. I know the ball's round, that's about it.
Yeah, a little like the pool ball. Alternate break, so Kledio will have the option of the push out here, which I'm sure that's what he's going to do.
I don't know if he's declared it. He's coming over here to the side cushion, so. Huge favorite to hit it. I don't know if the 7 will allow him to get separation. Oh, he did play this push to the upper corner.
Well, a little bit clumsy, didn't want it, the green 6, obviously.
Yeah, and I don't know if he set up for a direct look at the blue 2. If he did, you got to figure that Eklent will take it.
He's definitely got some cover. You can see the left side of the blue 2. I'm not really sure what options he's got.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, could play the left side and just go into the side rail, in rail, and try and come back down with a cue ball and let the 2 do what it's going to do. I like that as much as anything. Could kick at this, off the side cushion. Pretty light speed, light-ish. Capito ties it up at 3 apiece on table 2. Not that big an underdog to make it.
That was definitely in the back of his mind. Try and get some separation if you hit it on the right hand side, and that has turned out very handy.
And also, if he buries it, right, he gains position on the red 3, so very good. Good decision. Great execution. First real offensive look. Eric.
Yeah, I'm sure Eklent will just want to keep the pressure on younger brother.
Fall on the 5 instead of a 5-8 combo. If you come up for the side, you got to have really good speed. Looks like he's done really well, actually.
Yeah, good look at the angle that he's got. Just flowed up for the per. I remember when first laid eyes on Eklent, he used to stay down on. Really took his time. Unexpected miss there.
Yeah, you can use. Overlooked that one. Yeah, when I first saw him, only person I've ever told this to, I think he was 17 or 18. I said, well, I'm pretty sure you're going to be #1 in the world one day. And it wasn't about less than 2 years later, he ended up #1 in the world there. Held that for about a year's time.
We've got the same chat.
He kind of traveled with a good friend of mine there for a few weeks in America, and I think getting out and playing those different matches, different places and stuff, I think that's really good for him, and took a win with it.
Who was he traveling around with? Is that undercover or are we allowed
No. John Francisco, a guy from New York who does a lot for the pool players and a good pool player himself.
Okay. Battle of the Siblings is now being shared. The only 2 racks, 1 apiece. Kledio comes from the world of snooker growing up.
Grabs a lead here after Manis making a few nice shots, but not being able to finish the last 2 racks.
Yeah, Capito was 3-1 down, so he's won the last 3. Been a bit unfortunate there, but he may be tempted. Having a little kick shot here off the break.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to attack. Just depends on how he feels about the kick. Making it with speed, maybe trying to go 2 cushions and clip the 2 in. That way the cue ball releases up table a little bit.
Crazy. I'm just looking into the practice area. Jason Shaw's having a chat with Sanjin. Obviously, we're in Sarajevo. This is where Sanjin Perlovanovic lives, and myself and Jason have been here before. We was here in 2010. Sanjin was about 8 or 9 years old.
Was that the World Cup of Pool, maybe?
No, it wasn't the World Cup. It was just an open tournament that they had in a hotel just down the road, actually. And then we did an exhibition on one of the nights, and Sanjin was 8 or 9 years of age. This young child with long blonde hair. It's crazy. And now he stood over there chatting with Jason. Wild.
Yeah, you see some crazy pictures. I saw a picture of SVB with Mike Siegel from the late 80s. And Well, that's the great thing about photography, right? Pictures are always great, but sometimes they bring back a lot of stories. Jason, a young man still himself. What is he? Is he 35 yet, Jason?
I think Jason's at 35 now. He's knocking on a little bit.
He has a pocket with the green 6.
He's saying when he's 40, he's done. Get him in the Hall of Fame and he's done. But sure, he'll be potting balls when he's 92. He loves it. Him and SVB, they'll be going at it.
All right, can't do much. Just kind of clip the left side and run the cue ball behind the 4-9, maybe. Get the 2 out in space a bit.
Just fire the combo in, Jeremy. What's up with him?
Yeah, that's okay.
Maybe a little later on in the week.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the line on the cue ball he wanted. Just crept over. And we're looking at another hill match, maybe on table 2, AJ.
Yeah, one thing's for certain, we will see plenty of close matches in a short race. Plus, we're playing alternate break. Are you a believer in that, Jeremy? Do you think the alternate break does offer closer matches than winner?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, with the players keeping their focus, as long as it's easy to get down. Matches, especially in the short races, I think it's pretty much a must. 2 going to trickle in here.
Nail it. And if you can't go straight at it, which looks like the pink 4's in the way, he's coming to have a look. He'll go off the top. Well, I think it does cut. Table 2 has gone hill. AJ Manis and Capito will have a 1 rack sudden death shootout to see who claims the point.
Yeah, Scott and I were talking about, you know, if you ask any of these players, what are they thinking of? Of course, trying to get to a great start. Look at that. To that tear. And what is this, the 4th PLP, I believe? None of them that have gone off to that really hot start has gone on to win it. I don't believe, right? Albin came back twice the first 2 years, I believe it was. And then SVB, of course, who had a great run. But he wasn't necessarily in the lead lap. Two years ago, it was Sanjin before FSR won it. Maybe this is this year 5 of it, the PLP?
Yeah, I mean, when Albin won it, it was called the CLP.
Yeah, that's right,
it?
the first, yeah.
Yeah, but same event, just a different name, branding. So the order of the day is not to get out the gate quick. Somebody scratched over on 2. I think it's AJ Manis. Yes, AJ Manis had the break, that decider. The cue ball was found a pocket.
All right.
Yeah, it was the nice positional shot from the blue 2, which has helped Eklent Kaci take the lead. It's still early days in this race to 5. Eklent Kaci's never won this tournament, but a man who has caught up with us.
Title defense underway. How are you feeling after your first match?
Well, I got lucky in the first match, so that was the win there. So I'm feeling okay. So I just need to practice a little bit more and try to get you to the table, and I should be okay.
We know obviously that this.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to go through the same momentum like last year. Just try to practice as much as you can and try to get in as many games as you can. Can't make any mistakes in this tournament.
You know obviously from last year what it takes to win this tournament. How can you take that experience last year and hopefully try win the trophy again this time?
It would be nice to repeat it, and that's my main goal for this trip. So just got to do whatever I can to win.
Best of luck, Shane.
Thank you.
Yeah, kind of knows a few key mistakes in that match. Made a decent rollout, but and a good hit on the blue too, but Shane got out.
Talking about getting out, Robbie Capito has won that deciding rack. So he pinches the win 5-4 over Manus. Good start for Capito. Tough opener.
And we talked to Kaci last night. Many feel he could get out there and compete in that, especially with some time spent at the table playing it. But he said he really likes pool. That's what he loves.
Yeah, Eklent obviously. Young Kledio's hanging around with all his pals in there, and they're having a little bit of fun in there. So he's been dazzled by the bright lights of the pool table. That's the one difference that you can see with the two brothers. Kledio's got this big sort of looping backswing, hasn't he? Where Kaci seems to stay a bit more rigid. You'd think it would be the other way around.
Yeah, well, he actually changed a little bit his stroke. I talked to him last year in Saudi at the World Championships and watching him as a young man, some of the snooker highlights that via the socials, and said, yeah, kind of removed the pause in the back. Didn't feel like that was good for pool, which I agree. And then just got a little sweeter with the swing. Hard to figure. Or an emotion at times.
Yeah, they even walk the same round the table, don't they? And you get a good look at them. And Kaci's still a young guy as well. Then you see that big, not so sure about this Q action though moving forward, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Just it seems a bit too. It seems very quick back for me.
Well, you saw that one with a little more power, right? That has the tendency to start kind of remain disciplined with that backswing, but I really like it overall.
Two. Something tells us this may go down to the wire. His brother Eklent played in it 1 year, had a complete nightmare. I think he won 1-2 matches 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nightmare all the way around if you only win a few in these races to 5. Last year it was Kaci that he loses first 14, I think it was, something crazy.
just starting out. Senjin Perlovanovic. Sure you know by now, but this is where he lives, in Sarajevo. His opponent has come a long way from Singapore, Lucius Yap. Really, really a big fan of Yap's game and Yap's Q action.
Yeah, he's kind of changed it a little bit from the first time we've seen him, but so efficient. When it comes to decisions, there are really none better on the tour. Get a little flick on the 8 there.
Yeah, he put a bit of power in it. Here's the break. Watch the power. Does not hold up, and that's why he makes a lot more random balls than some of the other breakers we have. And he's got a good look at this yellow 1 ball.
Yeah, very good look. You saw the 6. And it was the 7 in the upper corners. Screamed up table. Got it working out, though, for such a good starter on the first few. He's got to get across from the 3 to the pink 4 on the short side, then back over for the 5. So, of course, no complaints on these first 2-3 shots, but then the real work starts to set in. And that's all from that first shot, I believe, really. Thought he'd get a little better, maybe a little straight. I believe.
Doesn't want to be straight. That's not going to be easy. Needed a far steeper angle to get on the purple 5. Lucius Yap takes the first rack over on table 2.
I think he just accepts it here. It gets up by the head string, maybe. May power it. The good thing about this angle versus going towards the head string is, of course, maybe a hair tougher shot, some would say, but he's not going to lose the cue ball going forward as much. Should hold its line a bit more coming back and forth.
Yeah, that purple 5, that's the shot. What?
Now, from distance, a lot of people would like to get into this ball, pull it 2 cushions towards the 9 rather than going forward.
Okay, the third time in this match. Eklent takes the lead. He's definitely dropped a few pounds as well, hasn't he, Jeremy?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, seen that with a lot of players here arriving to the European Open. First time we get to look at him in 2025 is definitely shed a stone or 2.
Yeah, your commentary team's going the other way. Me and the Freeze, we're in that Turkish restaurant every night, loving life on the bread and the dips.
Yeah, they like their meat and carbs around here, but
break, as in has Yap got the option of the push, or is he have to kick at this ball? Looks like the push because he stood down here.
Yeah, well, Yap definitely broke in game 2. Sanjin broke off and then scratched on his opening shot. So I think this is after the break, the push out option.
Thunderous break. You could hear it around the venue.
Yeah, we've had the 9 moving quite a bit here to start this PLP in the opening matches, but no golden break yet, not that I know of.
Very first match we had a golden break.
Oh, we did? Okay, I missed that one, so excuse me.
It was An Niat from Vietnam. Maybe we should get a golden break leaderboard.
So the combination not too difficult either.
This is like the purple 5 ball from Eklent in the previous rack. If you're not putting the table time in, you can hack at these, but if you're banging the hours in,
certain types of shots that get him in stroke or things he likes to do during practice. And I used to like to shoot a lot of spot shots, but I also would shoot the ball down the rail past the side 50 or 100 times a day, really. Just felt like it would come up. I felt like the game becomes a lot easier if you're not afraid to play those balls. And also it just gave me a lot of confidence.
have you invented any drills, Jeremy, or have you just learnt them off other people or seen them?
No, I got a couple that I kind of put together that I like. I wouldn't say I've put them out there to the public much, but just things I like to use with players, and then I wish I kind of had them more whenever I played. But I talked about it at the European Open. I think, this is the day and age of the drills, and as they should be, they have a lot of merit and a lot of value, but don't forget about just spending hours and hours running out as well. I think that can be forgotten at times.
Yeah, that was my one and only drill, Jeremy. Just throw the balls and see where they land.
Well, I mean, I think it's hard to practice all the shots with drills and whatnot. I mean, I think playing the game shows you a lot. Man, really, probably the ultimate drill, really. Seemed they both settled in.
Yeah, the trend in this match continues. Eklent won the first. Kledio tied it up, and it's been a similar thing. The remainder of the 6 racks, we're now tied at 3-3.
Forced to be reckoned with in the future of the World Cup, I believe, these two.
Yeah, the Kaci brothers, we've got the Ko brothers, who could obviously, well, you would think they're going to partner up. I'm trying to think who else we could throw in there.
Well, Fran and David are like brothers, but former champions. Amazing, the Philippines through all the years. Have we ever seen a brother combo from the Philippines that you know of?
That's a damn good question, JJ.
It's like the whole family's play pool over there, it seems like.
I don't know about the brothers, but you had both Bustamantes, didn't you? Same surname.
Yeah, that doesn't quite count, though.
No, but it's the closest we might get.
What do you have? You have a sister that...
Sister, yeah, she doesn't do any sport, pal.
My younger brother plays, but he never played at... Pretty decent player, but never played at the real high level at all.
Does he still play, or is it a thing of the past? Or?
No, I think he still plays a little league, pool league and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
In and out of it.
Did you ever give him any lessons, or was that a bad idea?
Oh, no. That would never be the case. Yeah. We competed in sport. He's only 15 months younger than me, so we competed and kind of started playing sports all together, no matter what it was. No, that wouldn't have ever been a good idea. It's like some of those couples I give lessons to, and one of them's a really good player, but they certainly can't take much advice from each other.
Okay, outside chance here of getting the lead for the first time. Needs to play a good positional shot here and then get from the red 3 to the pink 4. And then if he lands on that purple 5, you feel like that's the hard work done.
Yeah, I kind of like the angle off the 3 just to take the 4 from a little distance, maybe come one cushion between the 7, the brown 7 and the purple 5. Of course, he's got to knock these 2 in first. It's like he's drawing it to a very open center of the table.
Yeah, let's pay attention to Yap in this tournament. He's definitely the type of guy who could go on a bit of a tear up.
Oh, he's so consistent. He's gotten better at the break shot and long ball. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe just screw it back 6-8 inches or a foot and take the shot. But yeah, Yap, I mean... my favorites in the final 16 of the European Open.
Okay, will he go through that gap or will he come back down one rail center table?
Yeah, it's not the natural now. He'd like a little more angle, I think, to make it natural, so maybe a hair of stun. He's queuing low, though. That'll do.
Yeah, he wasn't playing the cannon, was he? I think he was trying to go 2 rails inside and then back out, was he?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Well, you feel like the hard work is now done, but you've still got to get the job done. He'll know this is a big rack. It'll just give him that little bit of breathing space. He'll need one out the last 2.
It's a very good striker of the ball, as all 16 of these players are. Never really get kind of slappy with the stroke.
Yeah, good field assemble. I mean, we say that every year, to be fair. Whichever 16 players. Players as well playing. Remember So beating all the Pearl Strickland in Leicester. Where was we there, Jerry?
Yeah, Leicester. The best chef on the tour, a guy in Leicester. He's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, good shout. Them jacket potatoes were tremendous.
Cook you whatever you want, really.
Kledio Kaci takes the lead. He's on the hill. This is not just sibling rivalry. Me and the Freeze have got a little coffee bet going on here, and I've got Kledio.
Oh, sweet. Well, you can start to make your order anyways. I don't know if you're paying or not.
Okay, what have we got here?
We got a lot of yaps so far.
Sanjin using the little measuring tool here.
Yeah, you know who came up with that?
You?
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it came out long before me.
Siegel, Mike Siegel.
No, Jimmy Reed. Did you ever hear Jimmy Reed,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer?
I've heard the name.
Great player. Won multiple world titles, U.S. Opens, many different disciplines. Could pocket the 7 here. Could kind of bang the 2 around, whichever he likes. Should be fairly accurate. Did go for the 7. So after a beautiful shot in the opening game, after a great break, there was a scratch from Sanjin. I thought a little unfortunate maybe, but hasn't had much since. Trying to break and on the heel to possibly win this first match, and a big win too.
No pot on the blue 2 available, but we'll get a look at the table in a minute. It looks like there's an obvious hook available.
Yeah, it looks like if he's comfortable, he could squeeze him up on the 9. Could roll this maybe and get him on the 9 and put the 2 on the back of the 5-7 even, but I think he'll stun, kind of bang this away.
Yeah, deciding to open the balls up, and Kaci's got 2-rail kick here. Difficult to see an obvious safety kick.
Yeah, I like going to the short rail on the bottom here, 2 cushions. He's coming to the one rail off the top, and tell you, not as much ball to hit, really. Now, in a perfect world, if you do come across it somewhat fully, the cue ball would continue downward as maybe the 2 banks up. I like 2 cushions out of the lower right myself.
So he's firing at this 1 rail. Very easy to put a little bit of spin on the cue ball and clip the purple 5 on the way back down. Got to get this one right. Well, did he get it right, Jeremy?
Very right. I was just going to say that a lot of your public may not know this, but a lot of the players themselves consider Kaci one of the best at kicking at the ball. Tactically as well, even though probably gets overlooked with all the firepower he has, starting with that big break. Big hit there. Moving the cue ball over for the purple, or excuse me, the pink. Takes this forward to the corner for the 5 in the right middle. Didn't realize he could ease that in and hold it so easily. But Carl, all the matches count throughout the entire 8 days. All these games, they're gonna show up at some time or another.
Yeah, what Jeremy's alluding to is once we lose the bottom 6 and the round robin starts again, your points carry forward. Amazing, isn't it? About 2 minutes ago, he was in a real bad spot, hooked on the blue 2, kicking 1 rail. makes it. And the rest is over. A couple of balls away from tying it up, hill.
Yeah, and I guess it's just. They're both going to get a chance to break the balls to win the match. If he makes this 9, which can't say for sure, but I like his chances.
Of course it was going to go hill. Jason's currently in the practice area, grabbing everyone's cue off from Jeremy and slamming balls down the rail and firing them in.
Yeah, well, it's a long 8 days.
He will be entertaining a few of them. Okay. It's the elder of the two to break. Who's going to get bragging rights? Eklent Kaci to break. Final rack shootout for the points.
Yeah, and interesting, he had a dry break in the last, but he hasn't made the one on the break the entire match. It's been the oddball when he's made one. Or the odd 2 at times. There's that one ball. The 2's going to get deposited also. He can see the 3. I don't know if he'll shoot at it, but I think if there is a good look here, I think he goes. As long as the pink 4 plays by the brown 7 also, you want to make sure you're getting position.
Yeah, I think there's enough of the pocket here, Jeremy, if he wants to attack. For both balls, that is.
I think he's supposed to. I really do.
Yeah, I don't mind it myself, looking at it. It's not that how do you play safe anyway.
Yeah, and where are you going to push out to? I mean, last thing you ever want is a push out and then you don't get back to the table. Not going to push out to an easy safety. And I think there is a hair of a back door here if he misses with the 7 there and the 8 near that upper right.
It was never going to be easy. He had to go at it. I agree with Jeremy. Have to attack the table, but
yeah, and it wasn't far off. And I think we see that overcut quite often early in this tournament, really in any events when the table's pretty slick.
okay, is the cue ball going to get there? Yes. Just crept past and good chances.
Yeah, no real excuse for him here to make any kind of mistake.
Yeah, when he gets to the 8 ball, I always used to like leaving it on that rail. Just draw the cue ball back.
Rather. Not quite as tall as Eklent, I don't think, but definitely can reach a lot. I'll be sure to tell him that you said you didn't like his stroke too much.
I mean, I'm not saying I hate it. I mean, it's a little strong. I don't know, I just feel like when it's that loopy, I feel like it, in certain shots, it's easy to drop the old shoulder.
It's all about squaring it at impact, though. You know.
I've seen this year's PLP.
Yeah, kind of got in that gray area a little bit. Maybe a little straighter, maybe a hair more angle makes it easier. So he's just got to pay attention. Don't flirt with the side. Take it from a little shorter distance if you need be. Or longer distance, right? Got into that nicely.
Needs to go, though, to make it a guarantee. You never know.
We want a little drama. Little suspense.
There it is. Baby brother gets the points. Good. To 4. Coming up in 5 minutes' time, it's going to be Spain versus Indonesia.